What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Retro Pioneers podcast. What time is it? It's a Thursday. You're probably like, oh my gosh, why are they on? Guys, this is a special kind of a makeup episode for episode 19. We had some technical difficulties last Sunday, but we're back. We're back giving you guys fresh new content as promised on the Retro Pioneers channel here. My name is Byron. I'm one of your hosts of the podcast. My other host is Mr. Justin Hudson, the producer supreme. Justin, how you doing today?
Man, I'm doing quite well, man. Glad to be here. Glad to have our guests here too, and
Yes. Getting right to that.
Out the park, man.
Oh yeah, guys, we have got an amazing guest. We've done a bunch of interviews with people from the States. We've had one guest from Canada, and guys, we're going international with the Retro Pioneers podcast. Our first international guest, hailing all the way from the beautiful Great Britain, the United Kingdom, London. We have Gary, Mr. Ginyu Talk. Give it up for Ginyu Talk. How are you feeling today? Thank you for joining us. What's going on?
Yes, I'm doing good. Been excited. I can see that you're wearing a Arsenal jersey, so you already know that Arsenal won against Real Madrid. So there's been a massive buzz in London. With them winning. So yeah, so I'm still up on a high.
Buzzing, yellow tip.
Yeah,
let's
go. Super buzzing.
Yeah, for all the fans out there, like, what are they talking about, guys? This is football as the world knows it. Soccer in the U.S. Soccer here in the U.S. I digress. But Arsenal just beat Real Madrid in 2 games. It's amazing. We're going to the semifinals. We'll get to that later. But let's go around the horn. Let's quickly bring it back to gaming. Mr. Justin, what have you been playing the past few days or weeks? What have you been playing recently?
Man, y'all might not like it, man. I've been playing retro games.
And I like it.
Yeah. I just...
That's all about retro games.
Yeah, I took a break on modern games for a little bit. I'm catching up on some backlog of retro games I've been wanting to play. I recently just beat Arcanite Night something. It's on Super. Yeah, it's a game that's on Super Nintendo where it's kind of like a brick breaker game, and yeah, man, I just beat that and I had an amazing time with it.
That's what's up. Nice. Mr. Ginyu, what have you been playing recently?
Well, most recently, right now I'm taking a break because I just recently finished Cyberpunk 2077.
Okay.
So yeah, that ending, because you can do multiple endings in the game depending on the stuff that you did. Yeah. So so I did a specific ending that just filled my soul up with joy. So right now I'm just taking an absolute break because I just don't think I'm ready emotionally to get into a new game yet, because the high that I had in that game was just yeah.
I mean, do you mind giving us a little tease for that? I mean, I don't mind any spoilers. We can go ahead and say spoiler warning if you haven't beaten Cyberpunk. What was your ending?
Well, I went through with the Aldecados ending.
Okay.
The character, so yeah, this is probably going to be spoilery.
Go for it.
Yeah. So, so during the game itself, there is a woman that you meet. Her name's Panam.
Yeah, I know Pam.
She is one of my new loves, because I remember before
very well designed character, we'll say that.
Yes, before I met her, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna end this game this way. Met her and I was like, I'm ending this game with her one way or the other. I don't know how we're doing this.
Put a ring on it.
So I did that ending and it's just been beautiful. I can't even play the game anymore because I thought about platinuming it, but I was just like, I'm not doing that anymore. It's complete in my head. It's complete now. Yeah. So I can't do any other ending now. So that's where we're at.
Nice. That's the beauty of RPGs. It's like once you find that one adventure in the choose your own adventure that you like, it's like, I've done what I needed in this game. Like it gave me all the stuff that I wanted. That's the beauty. That's the beauty right there.
It's been amazing because especially one of my colleagues, I did tell him that I was going to be on tonight, and as like, if we do bring up Cyberpunk, he said, give me a shout out. So yeah, one of my colleagues, Greg, I feel sorry for him because like he's at my job, he's the only one that's actually into the stuff that we're all into kind of thing. Mm-hmm. So I know when I watch something, I just need to look at him, tell him, he'll be like, yeah. So I went on for the last, I don't know, probably 6 weeks. I went on about Pan Am this, Pan Am that, telling him how like in the game, like she sends you a message to see, she wants to see you. It's a repetitive interaction, but she asks me to come. I always go. So
Pan Am, she's a very thoughtful character, very thoughtful.
Very thoughtful. I love her.
Don't forget, well designed.
Well designed, yes. We keep it professional here at the Retro Pioneers podcast. So, Mr. Ginyu, other than that wonderful gaming experience you just wrapped up a few days ago, tell us, you're a big anime supporter. You're huge in the anime blurred community. You're growing, especially with a lot of people that we know that are friends of our channel. Tell us, what's your general content? What are you doing out there?
Well, it's mostly Dragon Ball stuff, but most recently, myself and you probably know him as Craftsman Tim. I think we started up.
Shout out to Craftsman Tim. Kaio Tim now.
Myself, him, and 3 other individuals started a animes association, if you will, kind of thing. So venturing out to talk more animes, but also trying to create. I think we're still shaping the whole idea, but it's more just discussion-based stuff. But outside of that, I'd been busier with work, so I hadn't actually made a lot of content. But most of the stuff that I do is Dragon Ball related. I just been too busy to do anything quite recently.
I definitely understand that, man.
Yeah. So 1/3 of the Anime Association with us today. We got to get all 3 of you on it at some point together and talk about this whole association. So you guys are just doing analysis, reviews, think pieces, things like that?
So not so much reviews. I think we're more calling them discussions. So it's like you're not really reviewing it. We're just certain things happen in the episode. We'll kind of give all our thoughts kind of thing, have maybe a few little debates here and there, disagreements and so forth. But outside of those discussion videos, I think we'll be probably looking to do maybe like some breakdown videos, like some anime fights, and maybe some just like random topic discussions, for example, like sub versus dub or some other stuff really. So it's just going to be everything within the realm of anime, but I think there's obviously a bit of gaming in there because a few of the guys in there do love a bit of gaming, and I think they're trying to rope you guys into some type of shenanigans at some point, as far as I know.
Yeah,
man.
Oh yeah.
Something I do want to mention though, I was recently on the Anime Association, as we discussed the switch to a video that everybody need to go watch on YouTube right now. Man, you guys are really doing something. Yeah, watch and share. You guys over there, man, y'all doing some amazing things, man, and I was grateful to be on your show. You know what I'm saying? How do y'all allow that to work, far as getting your ideas together and coming up with a concept of, okay, this is what this episode or this discussion is going to be like? What's the plan behind all of it?
Well, I think most of it is, I think we've got a few group chats going on. So the most difficult part of it is timings, because I'm the only one from the UK. So it's like by the time, most of the guys, they're chilling at home, I'm in bed getting ready to, thinking about the next day. So, but when we make it work, I think it's just everybody's just kind of sharing ideas about what they think they can contribute. We'll kind of just discuss where it can fit in, if we all agree with it, kind of thing. So it's not just one person makes the final vote. It's like if there's a bit of disagreements, we'll shoot it to a vote, and everybody kind of is happy about it. But for the most part of it, everybody is aligned. We all have the same vision at the moment. Long may that continue, but obviously you know how it is with content creating. There's always someone has an idea, and you have to think about how it all works out and make sure everybody's happy, because obviously you want to keep everybody motivated, but also make them feel like their ideas are also important. So yeah, but so far so good. Don't have to worry about that just yet.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys got to have some 3 good personalities to be rocking and getting content out. I'm curious, what's been like? Has there been any intense debates recently about any particular topic that have gotten any fun ones that have had
intense debate? Well, I think not so much about like anime. I think there was just the early parts of it was the vision of what the association would be. I think that was probably the most intense.
Makes sense.
For a little bit, because obviously everybody had different ideas with it, so we kind of had to put all those ideas into the blending pot kind of thing, and then take out bit by bit. So I think as of maybe last week, we only finalized the whole ideas of what everything is going to be now. So everything is fully in sync now.
Okay.
Nice.
So when it comes down to the Anime Association, what are your key points in figuring out what something you want to do? Not just saying about the other guys, but just when you come up with your vision, how do you tackle and execute your vision of what you want as for your content?
I think at the minute it's more. I think there are some. I think at the minute it's a lot of inspiration ideas. I don't want to say I'm stealing people's ideas. It's more inspiration at the moment.
Paying homage.
Yeah, paying homage. There are some unique ideas, which the lacking bit is my editing skills. I think they're sufficient to a certain level. But when obviously as you start to dream a little bit bigger with your ideas, there are bits and pieces where I write it all down and I'm like, yeah, but how am I going to edit that? Like, I'm not that good. Then you look up a few of these videos and then you see this idea is going to take me about 2 hours to edit it out. And I'm just like, okay, let's wait a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, but most of it right now is just homage ideas, which obviously you add that little unique spin to make them your own. But that's where I'm at the moment. So I can't really execute my original ideas just yet, but hopefully in the next few weeks I'll be able to do that after a few tutorial videos.
Oh man, you gonna make it happen, man. We encourage all content creators, no matter if it's gaming, anime, music, or whatever the case may be, man. We all gonna get to where we want to be. It just takes time and preparation.
Yeah, I hear you, and I look forward to all of us, meeting at Mount Rushmore at the top there,
Right?
Hey, for real.
Yeah,
for real. So what's next? What are you looking forward to in terms of anime topics coming up on the discussion or on your Instagram? What's kind of the next hot topic coming up, you guys?
At the moment, we're just tackling some of the newer stuff. To keep that window of relevancy, because if we had it my own way, I don't know if have you guys ever heard of Shangri-La Frontier?
I have, but I haven't got deep into it.
Sure, yeah. So the character itself, it's a video game. It's a video game based character, video game based anime. Sorry, and so the whole purpose of the main character himself is he calls himself a junkyard diver in terms of he likes to play retro games basically. And myself, I like to class myself as a junkyard diver in terms of retro anime. I prefer to watch going backwards, not forward. So in terms of I will like, for all I know is I might just pop in maybe Yu Yu Hakusho and just watch it for the sake of watching it. But I know people will be like, well, you got to watch all the new stuff. I'm like, yeah, but there's something about these old ones, Inuyasha. I didn't even watch that, so I've been watching that a little bit.
Me too.
And a few of these other ones, which I seem to enjoy a lot more than the newer stuff. Nothing against the newer stuff, but I just seem to enjoy the old stuff. So I try to dive into that bag from time to time to see what old anime I haven't watched yet, so I can enjoy and appreciate what we used to get instead of what we're getting now.
Most definitely, man. You have to understand one thing. Something came from something. And the animes that we had back then, like in the early 90s and the late 90s, nothing really can't top that. I'm sorry. The new modern animes are great, but they'll never be on par with the old school anime. Because it's like they gave you this essence of, I want to say flavor, man, to the point where they had more than just skimpy outfits or more than just a cliche moments in a sequence of the show. But it's just they offered so much back then than they're doing now. It's just now let's cater to um the nostalgia of the shows that we got concepts from. But other than that, man, hey, I don't want to knock nobody who watch modern anime,
No,
so don't come for my head. Keep watching
They're
Retro
gonna come. It's a hot
Pioneers.
take.
yeah. No, I understand and I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely some of those old gems that really paved the way that are still just timeless, and they continue to be timeless. What do you what's like your current what are you currently just watching right now? What's on your kind of weekly rotation?
Well, I've just finished the first season of Windbreaker, so that was really, really good. So anytime I've been speaking with a couple of the guys from the association, the exact words that keep coming out my mouth is hands, 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 punch, 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 kick, kick, kick. So that's it. That's literally all I say. So as soon as I speak to them, I say, oh yeah, I'm watching Windbreaker. Hands, 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 punch, 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 kick, 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 and then they just all start laughing because that's all. I'm enjoying every single minute of it. So yeah, so Windbreaker at the moment, and then jumping into Fire Force season 2 because I need to get ready for us to actually start having the discussions for season 3. So I don't want to be the one that holds that up, or else I'll probably get an earful from the other guys about that. So yeah, so I'm trying to catch up on that one. Hopefully, this weekend.
You don't need that, man.
Study up.
Yeah.
So let's get to the nitty gritty, man. What are your top 5 animes of all time,
if you can?
And don't mean to put you on the spot either.
Is it just is this from best to worst or just?
It's from least
order.
to favorite. Yeah, it's really no order. Just your 5 anime shows that you enjoy.
Ghost in the Shell standalone complex. I've said it on record many a times with a lot of people. That storyline is one of the greatest storylines in anime history.
Brilliant.
It is so good. So good. I have to throw in
The Laughing Man.
The Laughing Man, he is literally the best story. I can watch that multiple times and not even blink. I even have a tattoo of the Laughing Man logo.
Nice.
It's that great. I have to throw in Yu Yu Hakusho because Yusuke and Ko, that was a whole great sequence itself. Yeah. Who else we got? I got to put in Dragon Ball.
Of course. Just
because that is probably the biggest contributor to me getting into what we do. I'm sure when I was about 10 years old, I never thought we'd get into a state, we'll never get to a point in our lives where we're actually talking about all of this stuff and it's all cool now, because everybody that thought it wasn't cool is now basically thinking it is cool. So right. Dragon Ball's in there. I love a bit of Hajime no Ippo. I love a bit of, I love that story. Mr. Kamigawa. Yeah, he's great. And I think the last one would probably be, I would probably say Cowboy Bebop, because
nice.
Because after Dragon Ball, I had a period where I fell out of love with just anime and all of this stuff. And then when I did get back into it in 2007, Cowboy Bebop was the one that kind of brought me back into it, and from that point on, 2007 up to now, it's just been anime, manga, yeah. anime. So Cowboy Bebop has a special place in my heart.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. That's a great list. I want to touch on 2 of those that I think really resonate with both Justin and I a lot. And I think that they're touching on something that you were talking about with the older animes, but particularly this style. You said Ghost in the Shell standalone complex and Cowboy Bebop. Those are 2 anime where they first of all they take themselves seriously. Ghost in the Shell way more than Cowboy Bebop, of course. Cowboy Bebop's got those moments of comedy, but they still take themselves seriously in a narrative direction where it's like the story matters here. And if you pay attention, you're going to get all these little nuggets and Easter eggs and things that'll pay off in other episodes. And then when you go back and rewatch, you'll see things again and you'll pick up on more stuff. I mean, is that what you pick up from these anime? What is about those two, I think, that resonated, especially with you?
I think Cowboy Bebop was a lot more with the music because there was always that jazz feel. I thoroughly loved that, but also the relationship between Spike, Jet, Faye, Ed. It was really underestimated because it was the epitome of a ragtag team coming together, people that from all different ways of life, but they eventually, as you get into the anime later on in terms of the episodes, there is, while they disagree about a lot of things and not always like each other, there is this level of affection towards one another, that was always something I loved about Cowboy Bebop. And then Ghost in the Shell, it's just the storyline from when I watched it, because when you actually watch it and they introduce the Laughing Man, because there's two sets of episodes in there. So there's a blue screen episode and a green screen episode. So a green screen is basically when they're doing just normal day-to-day police stuff. A case happens, that's fine, and they solve it. But a blue episode, whenever you saw a blue episode, it always pertained to the Laughing Man story. So you knew that episode was going to have some types of links to it. So when you actually watch the Laughing Man storyline and get to the end, especially if you watch it for the first time, it really does throw you for a loop, because you honestly I refuse to believe that anyone that watches it as a first time sitting automatically knew how it was going to end, because it has so many twists, and it is a very well written story. There is no dodgy little tropes in there that just conveniently tie it. They explain it so well in a way that you actually feel like an actual detective, that you have to think about, like, oh, how did I not think about that clue? Now that makes sense. Oh, yeah, and it was done so good that it's one of those animes that I could probably watch it 50 million times and never get bored of it, because it's written so good.
Yeah.
So
nailed it.
So going with Cowboy Bebop, right? I always looked at Cowboy Bebop in another genre of like a Guardians of the Galaxy.
Sure.
Right?
Okay.
Just because of the relationships that they built throughout the whole one season. Because I think Cowboy Bebop only one season, right?
It was only one season and a movie.
One season, one movie.
It's to the point where it's like, in a short amount of time that they gave us this anime, man, it was done just right, to the point where that little short amount of time was exactly what they needed. And not a lot of animes can pull that off, and that's something I felt very special about Cowboy Bebop. You can just put it on, let it play, binge out on it one whole day, you good. Like me and Byron were talking about episodes, previous episodes. Get you some wine, drink it while you watching it. Hey,
it's a nighttime anime.
Yes,
it's a nighttime anime.
So it was Ghost in the Shell. Those are both like, you got to be really. It's got to be the lights need to be low for those. They're thinking ones. They're. I mean, gosh, there's just so much to get into though. I could do a whole episode on Ghost in the Shell.
Likewise.
Just a whole. If you guys do it for Anime Association, I'd like to be there for that one.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll let the guys know for sure.
Okay, okay.
Please.
Let's get to the gaming.
Ooh,
right.
Hit me. Okay.
How do I want to ask this? I don't want to know your top games yet, but I do want to know about your love for the GameCube.
The GameCube, okay.
Well, do you know what, the GameCube itself was I went. One of my friends had one, and we'd play at his house. Obviously, eventually got around to, you're a young kid, you're trying to tell your parents like, oh yeah, I want this, no. So always went back to my friend's house and we played it. And every single time I played it, whenever I went home, I always brought it up. So eventually we managed to get one, but like my parents obviously, when you growing up, I think Brother Namdi can explain this. You got African parents, so yeah, it's an interesting one because obviously they'll be thinking they
don't see the need for
it. Yeah, you're automatically wasting your time on these games. So I was lucky enough that my big sister, she was working and she was the one that actually bought the consoles for me. So it was the love for it all it just came from the fact that I played it a lot in my friend's house, and then when I got on, it was just I was stuck in there because you'd be playing this thing until like 2 a.m, and and it was exactly what my parents would say. This is why we didn't want to get it for you, because we knew this would happen, and you just couldn't take your eyes off it. But yeah, and then especially with the Mario series. I loved a bit of Sunshine, Luigi's Haunted Mansion. What was it? You even had the Pokemon Colosseum.
Yeah.
So that was in there. So yeah, I think that's really where it really solidified it for me.
Okay. Was that the only games that you played on GameCube, or were there like Animal Crossing or?
No, it was always Super Mario. It was always Super Mario and Pokemon at that time. Because prior to even getting a GameCube, we used to have, I forgot what this weird console was, but like you'd have a cartridge and you have like maybe like, I don't know, maybe about 100 games on it, right? So one of the games that I loved the most was the original Super Mario Bros.
Mm-hmm.
Right game, and I was a bit of a criminal at this game because because even though I was playing by myself, I always set to play at 2, so I was as if I was playing with someone else. First second, kill off Mario because I was always a Luigi guy, and I'll just run the game as Luigi.
That's what's up. I like that. Giving Luigi his own flowers.
Yeah,
giving him his
a lot
own
of
time.
people don't give Luigi his flowers, man.
It's true.
Luigi's great.
Luigi was real great.
He's way more than just Mario's brother. He's actually really good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that was where it all really started.
Okay.
I'm curious now, when Big Sis bought the console for you, did you say, okay, now I need to have at least 2 hours a night with this myself? Or was she just like, no, have fun?
Well, no, she didn't buy it for herself. She bought it for me. It was...
Oh, no, but I mean, did she like, okay, now I need to have a little bit of time with this too? Or she just like,
nah, was she a gamer too?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No.
She just wanted your satisfaction of playing it.
That's cool.
Shout out to Big Sis.
Right?
No. But sometimes like it was more exciting when we were a little bit younger, because obviously, like, when she gets too annoying, you just give her the second controller, unplug it and unplug it out. So, but she wouldn't even notice that you've unplugged it, and she's proper button mashing this and thinking that she's actually doing bits, but it's not even connected. But yeah, I hope if she does eventually watch this, I'm sorry, I still love you.
Yo, listen, man, you ain't the only one that did that, man.
Right? Age-old classic trick is just hold the controller here.
I do that to my nephews now.
Oh yeah, constantly.
Oh.
But getting to that, man, what are your top 5 video games that you enjoy throughout your whole life?
What do you want to do? Top 5 all, or top 5, or do GameCube top 5 and then all? Both.
Well,
we can do both.
I think, just for the record, like, I'm not the most biggest of super games person. I play games, but like, I know
that's okay.
It could be modern and retro.
Oh yeah, this is your top 5. This is for you. Sure. Everything you played and your experience. Yeah.
I think at the moment, we have the one that we spoke about. We got Cyberpunk because I'm a sucker for a good story.
Great game.
And then
the Luigi Mansion in there, or
well, he'll get some love. He'll get some love. Then we have what was it on Dreamcast? It was Sonic Adventure, the first one.
Nice.
Classic.
Where it was just where the city starts flooding and everything and so forth. So that was in there. Another little sleeper gem that's coming in is another Sonic game. It was actually Sonic Heroes on PlayStation 2. I really enjoyed it. I know people didn't like it as much, but I
loved it.
I really enjoyed that.
Sonic Heroes. That's number 3. Okay.
Yeah. Then we had. I liked Luigi's Mansion more than Sunshine. I loved Sunshine. This is just obviously me being biased because I was always a Luigi guy.
Luigi stand.
Yes, I think we'll put that one in there. And then the last one is right. I'll throw you another curveball. On PC, it was the Settlers series. So
yes.
Yeah. So I think I initially once went to a I don't know if you guys call it the same thing, like a car boot sale.
Okay, yeah.
A garage sale.
Garage sale, yeah, we call it a car boot sale here. And when the first game I got was Settlers 2. So it was all like one of those brick, like, you know, where you just like, there's just not a lot of animation and everything. It's all not static, but it's like it's just one direction and you go back and that's fine. And then Settlers 4 came out. I didn't play 3, but Settlers 4 came out, and that just changed my life because you do the whole aspect of building, constructing your inventory, you know, your food supplies, and then you're off to war to fight off the other camps. It was such a basic, primitive plot, but I loved every moment of it. So I gotta put Settlers in there because it really played a key role in my love for games.
Nice.
An honorable mention is another PC game. It was called Sonic R, but it was just like you'd race. So you're basically racing, and they had one of my favorite soundtracks. It was called Living in the City, and still, I remember I played that game when I was probably like 10, 11. But that theme song still rings in my head, and I've listened to it on YouTube a few times, and it reminds me why I love.
I want to say that's a port from the Dreamcast or the Saturn, the Sega. Because I had Sonic R on console. I just can't remember which.
I only had it on PC. But I don't know if you could have played it on anywhere else because it was around those good old days where you'd actually buy some cereal box and they actually gave you, you actually got a disc in the cereal. But now, and it doesn't happen anymore. Yeah, and that's where Sonic R came from, and never looked back. It was great.
Okay, that sounds like a solid list, man, and
that is a solid list.
Something a lot of people don't even look at anymore is just how good we had it back then when it came from either games in cereal boxes or demo discs that's in the back of magazines, or it just back then was so simple.
Yeah.
And amazing times. And I wish we can have a little bit of that brought back, but maybe that's wishing for too much.
Well, yeah, I think it is because now you got me going here. The other thing that I didn't really bring into the list but like you remember back in the day when we used to have what was this program, Shockwave, where you could actually play. So there were a few games there. There was like I think it was it was like it was like Gundam Assault, where it was like a rock paper scissors kind of game. And then they had a Dragon Ball game which was, yeah, those were the only two that I remember. But yeah, Shockwave had some really good games, so it was quite sad when they discontinued Shockwave, because even looking for the games now, you can't even play them anymore. So yeah, people won't know the good times, the real good times.
Like your Icy Towers and your what's that? Like they had a snowball game where you going against the opposite team and you throwing
Yes.
snowballs.
Yes, I remember that little game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
It's like we would never. And I actually was playing that the other day. Probably like a week
Snow
ago.
Fight, something like that.
Yeah, Snow Fight. And amazing game, bro. And
Yeah.
even taking it back to the Microsoft old games where you do the thing where you hit the gray boxes and either a bomb in it.
Yeah.
I'm butchering.
Minesweeper, right?
Yes, Minesweeper.
Yes.
Yeah, man. It's just take me back, man.
It was great. It was great.
Well, that's what I think more gamers need to do, is they need to get more eclectic in their tastes. I mean, I guess it's one thing as you learn as you get older, is just being more eclectic in everything you do, especially gaming. It just makes things more rounded. If you're always just thinking, well, I need to play the hottest new shooter, you're going to get burnt out. Go play a shooter, play an RPG, play a retro game, play a simple game, go play a card game, mix it up, and you'll feel a little bit more better about what you're picking and choosing and spending your money on. I think so many gamers, they get caught up in like they have to play every hot AAA game, but maybe that's not what feeds you. You know what I mean?
No.
It's like you can eat Wagyu steak every night, but your cholesterol is going to go really
high up.
So, you know what I mean? It's like, do you want to have something taste great all the time, or you want to play things that will actually nourish you? So mixing it up, playing Minesweeper. My fiance, she loves just playing Jewel.
Yeah.
She'll just play Jewel on the phone.
I still play Bejeweled to this day on my iPhone.
Yeah, but people forget, play Solitaire. Whatever happened to Solitaire?
Yes.
Solitaire used to occupy hours of my time.
Hearts.
Man,
for real.
Call some friends over and play spades, damn it.
Yeah, for real, man. You just like I seen on a video the other day where they was talking about this young lady. She was talking about how the co-op, far as couch co-op, has died out because of multiplayer and stuff in that nature, man. And it's like, it took away from us actually coming together physically. You know what I'm saying? It's more to the point where, I'm fighting somebody or shooting somebody from a whole nother country or whatever the case may be, man. It's like we're not getting that interaction that we need to get as human beings, as far as being physically connected to each other. And, that's something that a lot of great games had back then, was couch co-ops, like your Street of Rage games, and your remember playing Sonic 2 or Sonic 3 where you get to have the split screen and you racing, it's just those type of games is what we need now more than ever, because it actually showed us as human beings, you get to see the person reaction instead of just, I wonder what this person looking like. Oh man, he's cussing at me over the microphone.
Yeah.
So, shout out to Split Fiction.
Yeah, man.
You can do that. Split Fiction.
Yes.
But that's one of the reasons why Halo was so big. Couch co-op led to LAN parties. That's what that created the whole craze. And it's unfortunate that modern developers have deprioritized that. They could do it. It's just an allocation of funds and money.
What the publisher want.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, there's I don't know if I want it back, because I was the worst at it, because I would not allow you to come to my house and whoop my butt in my house. No. I think, I had a few friends growing up. Yeah. They hadn't played this game. They went away for a couple of days, came back to my house, whooped me, and I turned the PlayStation off. I was like, we're not playing this no more.
Man, so you one of them gamer buddies who give your buddy the broke controller.
No. We'll play on equal footing. But it's just you're beating me in my own house. You just stepped into my house. No, you might as well just go into my fridge. You might as well go into my fridge and take my drinks now. Make yourself at home.
Right? Gotta put some respect on my property, man.
Most definitely.
I got a question for you, and I'm curious when we have our big anime guests on, because there's such a wide breadth of anime games, but I feel like there hasn't, other than a few Dragon Ball titles, been anything that's truly broken out and been like that game from the anime world that's brought in people who don't really watch anime. But what do you think would be like your ideal anime game? Like a game, what type of game would make you like, man, this is would be a big title for anime? What type of game do you think you would want to play?
I think maybe if they did a blend of Super Smash Bros, but with just a lot of the anime characters. So so like the Yusuke's, the Dragon, the Goku's.
I haven't thought about that.
Sailor Moon.
I want to say Jumpstart.
Jump Force.
No, but
Jump Force.
But it wasn't
I mean,
Smash
like in the
Bros.
actual setting where you're just on that little panel on there and you're fighting it out. I think that could be something that could be really, really interesting, because obviously, like Super Smash Bros. is universal. You can play that game. I'm sure once my nephew and my niece are a little bit older and I introduce them to them, they're gonna love that game, because it's just one of those games that are just amazing. And I think that concept with anime characters, one character from every anime that was actually good, or maybe a few little rubbish ones here and there. I think that would be a really interesting concept. I think that could really, really energize people, because you're just taking a concept of a very popular game that people love now, and you're now bringing in anime fans who will just be like, they'll eat it all up.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
That's a great idea. I'm like, wow, I hadn't thought about, because there's a lot of crossover, a lot of anime fans already playing Smash Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's kind of so anime-like, and it's very, you get all that boom, the pow, the big explosions, people flying off the map. That is wild. Yeah, that actually would be, if the right people came and did it, and it had good graphics.
Yeah,
like if it had its own graphic style that wasn't copying Smash Brothers, but the same gameplay mechanics. That would be really big, actually.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, clip that out. That would be very big. Ginyu Talk is bringing you the hottest anime games, everybody.
For real, man. So when it comes down to, how do you balance gaming and your love for anime? Like, because I know one can't be without the other, but how do you balance time on playing the game and time on watching anime?
I'm sleeping late. So usually I'll allocate maybe a couple of hours for anime, just to make sure I'm caught up on what I need to catch up on, and then the rest is just gaming. But but the way I play the games, I'll play. I'll dive into one game and play it until I've exhausted it. So like now with Cyberpunk, I think I probably amassed about 100 and maybe 40 hours in that game.
Nice.
And then prior to that was Ghost of Tsushima, which I played for a very long time. And then prior to that, it was Red Dead Redemption 2. So you can already see the trend here is that like the long games is like I just play it, and then like I just immerse myself in it until I finish it. So I don't really like flop around between games, say, oh, today I'll play this game, or today I'll play that. It's more like once that CD goes in and it's downloaded, we're in here until it's done, kind of thing.
We're digging in.
We're digging in for the season. It's done. Yeah.
Nice.
So what games, well, I don't know if you're a fan of the Switch, going with the Switch 2. What games are you looking forward to that's coming out?
Well, I've never really owned a Switch. I think it's on the list or for consideration if I should get it. And if I do, I think one of the games that I want to play that I've never really played, and it's scandalous that I haven't, is like the Zelda games. I've never played the Zelda games. Ever. Yeah, I've never played the Zelda games. So,
wow. You're not. I've only played the old school, like NES Zelda.
Look, man, I'm telling you this right now. If you do decide to get a Switch 2, hopefully they done made it where you can play your like old school, not old school game because it's really not old, but it's two Zelda games that I really want to recommend to you. You got the one where if you wake up on an island, but I think you're dreaming the whole time. I can't remember the name, and I know a lot of people gonna, go in the comments
roast
and
you.
like, yeah, they're gonna roast the hell out of me, man. But that one, and they recently just released a Zelda game where you actually playing as Zelda. Those type of Zelda games, I love that instead of the Breath of the Wild. And like, don't get me wrong, those are great games, Breath of the Wild and the Tears of Kingdom. But it just, I prefer the old retro style of Zelda more than I do with the modern. So whenever you can figure out the names of those games, check them out, bro. You
Somebody will
definitely
get them.
will like it.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. I'll put it on the list.
Is PC your main way to play now for you? PS5. Okay. Nice. We're gonna have to. I gotta get your PSN.
Sure, I'll sort it out.
Yeah, definitely. Shoot it to me on
Hopefully,
Insta.
y'all don't get hacked soon, man.
Oh gosh.
I hope not.
Hey, look, you know how Sony systems been getting hacked back and forth, man. Hopefully, they don't fix that. We ain't got that problem on Xbox or PC.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
But definitely. Man, anything else you got, Byron?
Gosh, nothing. Just why don't you tell us what's coming up with the Anime Association, and just what is there any particular animes you want to recommend to people out there that you haven't already spoke about?
Well, I think at the minute, what's coming up now is we're officially probably going to be starting our review videos now that we've kind of aligned all the schedules on how we're all going to do it. So that's going to be coming out and over the next few days as it links in with the current anime season itself.
Nice.
So yeah, if I was recommending anything right now, it would probably be Windbreaker because that was really good. Shangri-La Frontier, which is really, really great. If you're thinking a little bit more retro, I would probably go with My Sweet Ghost in the Shell because you gotta watch that.
Must.
Yeah, I think, and some Cowboy Bebop. Yeah, and then games, if I was to recommend a game, one that I never really got to, that I didn't mention, Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts, I got loads of love for Kingdom Hearts. I was crazy enough to be playing that game as a child without a memory card on
Living life on the edge.
Yeah, so I was crazy. But, I ended up completing it on PS4, and I wish I didn't because I felt like I lost a piece of me because I just loved that game so much. But yeah, I think those are the ones I'll recommend because once you play those and watch those, I think you'll know where to find yourself or to find out what you really like and what you don't like after that. But that's a good starting point, in my opinion.
Nice. Well, we don't want to keep you too long. We know it's getting late over there in the UK. It has been a pleasure chatting with you, my fellow Arsenal fan. Go Gunners. But definitely, guys, please make sure you share the videos. Sharing always helps us out. Go and follow Mr. Ginyu Talk on Instagram, on Threads. He's 1/3 of the Anime Association. Follow them on Instagram. They've got some new YouTube videos that'll be coming out. They're going to be heating things up this spring. Hopefully, we're going to get involved with them some more and have them on the show. Start doing all kinds of cross-pollination. It's going to be great. So, guys, just tune in for everything. Please make sure you like and share. We have another episode coming out for you this Sunday at the usual time. So please tune in. Guys, it's the Retro Pioneers Podcast. We'll see you next time.
Peace.